I'll be the first to admit that this channel has rarely covered LEGO sets. It's entirely dedicated to LEGO games and doesn't really ever discuss the physical toys, although there is one major exception, when a LEGO set adapts a LEGO game or collaboration. That isn't to say LEGO sets being included in LEGO games promote them, but LEGO sets that adapt the characters, locations, and mechanics of these digital experiences. That's why when the LEGO group reached out and offered to send a package containing familiar faces coming to life, I was interested in not just building the sets, but also seeing how well they adapted LEGO Fortnite Odyssey. The first one here is Peely and Sparkplugs Camp. Retailing at $23 USD, it features a small camp with a campfire and crafting bench, as well as both aforementioned characters as they fight off a skeleton, spider, and wolf. It also includes a loot llama at a more accurate scale than its 2024 counterpart. Funnily enough, this set actually addresses one of my main complaints when it came to last year's offering, the fact that none of them really adapted the gameplay of LEGO Fortnite Odyssey. Sure, the battle bus was added a few months prior as a fast travel mechanic and also makes an appearance in LEGO Tycoon Tilted Towers, the Dura Burger appears as an Easter egg in your world, and the loot llama, while based on its battle royale design, contains LEGO Fortnite items, but they don't really go beyond that. That isn't the case here, as this set, at least to me, adapts your very first moments in the original LEGO Fortnite experience. You see, back in June of 2024, an update changed it so that starting in any difficulty but expert would spawn you in a pre-built settlement. Originally Bright Bombers Village, then Haven's Village and the Lost House, before the current Storm Survivor Camp. But back when LEGO Fortnite first launched, you used to spawn with nothing but Cuddle Team Leader. You'd have to learn how to collect resources, make a crafting bench, and build a basic shelter to hide from the elements as well as the dangers of the night. Plus, it even recreates that moment when you first discovered the glowing butterflies didn't just lead to chests, but also loot llamas. Another great thing about the second wave is the digital rewards. The 2024 one included the Bright Bomber Decor Bundle. All of them did. This means that if you already had it from one of the sets, you didn't have a use for the additional codes. Here, however, each one comes with its own reward, with this one getting the Sparkplug outfit. To redeem it, you simply need to scan the QR code in the instruction manual using the LEGO Builder app, and right after registering the set for Insider Points, you'll be able to get a code to enter on the Epic Games website. While building this set didn't take much time, it was very enjoyable. I especially liked the building techniques for both the loot llama and the wolf, the latter of which I never knew had all these spikes on its back. Then again, I was probably too busy dodging its deadly attacks to notice. It's also worth noting that Sparkplug features two faces, one happy and one angry. Next up is the Dura Burger restaurant. Retailing at $65 USD, it includes the iconic Fortnite restaurant. Removing its roof reveals a cash register, condiment station, and drink dispenser, while the roof itself features an attic space containing a crate full of goodies and a spider. Meanwhile, the outside features a seating area, drive-thru menu sign, and a spicy pepper bush. This one comes with Beef Boss, Beach Bomber, and Grimmy, which are defending the fast food location from an invading skeleton. Expectedly, the code you get for use in LEGO Fortnite is the Beef Boss outfit. I was originally confused about the set's inclusion in this wave until I realized what it adapts, one of the many LEGO kits that released on the Fortnite item shop, with the Dura Burger being one of the very first to be added to the game, while also doubling as an explicitly Fortnite location. In fact, it even temporarily returned to the item shop last week. I absolutely love all of the details that this set features, like the fact that the restaurant's spicy peppers are grown right outside its building, fertilizer and all. The drink dispenser and sunshade were adorable, and the building techniques used for the roof as well as the windows were a highlight. I also really like the inclusion of alternate instructions for building slightly different variants of the Dura Burger. Personally, I opted to stick with the original design, although I did try replacing its sign with the 2024 set, which I really wouldn't recommend unless you plan on heavily modifying the connection point. I do, however, have a few complaints, starting with the inclusion of stickers. I'm well aware that not all LEGO sets can have printed bricks, but at least for me, these have always slowed the building pace to a crawl and usually don't end up looking that good. I also think the internal space is a bit cramped when it comes to playing inside the restaurant, and it doesn't help that the build tends to easily fall apart due to the previously mentioned modularity. Finally, there's what will likely be the most popular set of all three, the Adorable Klombo. At $110 USD, you get the iconic creature along with a Klomberry bush full of detachable Klomberries, as well as both Island Adventure Peely, the third Peely variant to be included in the physical LEGO set, and Oro as a team up to defeat a single spider. The digital reward for this one is Island Adventure Peely, giving you a second chance to get him if you miss the Tropical Treasures LEGO Pass from LEGO Fortnite Odyssey's Lost House content update. The building techniques used for this one are very cool, especially when it comes to the legs, and I definitely wasn't expecting to see a plain fuselage part on its underside. Also, I have to point out an adorable Easter egg. While working on the base of Klombo, you'll build a small heart at the center of it, which I choose to believe also exists in game, though the set does have a few issues. Firstly, it's pretty much impossible to pick up comfortably, plus the legs aren't really posable, which means that you can't recreate a lot of its in-game animations, although there is a seat for a minifigure to ride it. Also, strangely enough, the eyes are a different color and I'm not sure why. Small side note, which I didn't know where to include in this video, but 3 separate sword pieces are used throughout these sets, representing the epic longsword, uncommon or rare longsword, and short sword. What's weird though is that those first two aren't obtainable anymore, having been replaced by the customizable weapons of the Storm Chasers content update, which makes me wonder why none of those were used here instead. Now, there is another LEGO Fortnite set that wasn't included as part of this package, and that's because it releases later on August 1st, 2025. Mecha Team Leader, which isn't based on any LEGO Fortnite experience, but instead adapts a gigantic mech first seen in Chapter 1 Season 9 of Fortnite Battle Royale. While I obviously can't comment on the building experience, I can tell you that it retails for $250 USD, and that it comes with a Mecha Team Leader minifigure holding the sign from the Team Mech emote, as well as 4 codes for 2 outfits, Mecha Team Leader and Mecha Team Shadow, allowing you and a friend to both claim them. Before the video ends, I just want to take this time to thank both the LEGO Group and Epic Games so much for sending me these sets. I had a great time building them as well as comparing them to their digital counterparts, and I really hope we get more in the future, especially ones potentially based on LEGO Fortnite Brick Life. And if you enjoyed this physical to digital comparison, let me know in the comments down below. I've had the idea of doing videos like this for other LEGO games for quite some time now, and this felt like the perfect opportunity for a pilot episode.